get out there.
Oh, my Lord.
Alaska's waters claim another captain. The Bering Sea, the backdrop of Sig and his crew's crab fishing exploits, combines stunning natural beauty with perilous conditions, captivating viewers with its dramatic waves and icy hazards. Yet beneath this spectacle of adventure lies a stark reality filled with dangers and losses, prompting us to question, why do these seasoned fishermen persist in facing such daunting challenges? Come with us as we dive deeper into the world of Deadliest Catch, where the unforgiving sea meets the relentless spirit of its mariners. The legacy of Captain Sig in Deadliest Catch. Captain Sig Hansen has been a steady figure in the series since its beginning. With his strong personality and leadership, he quickly became a fan favorite. Since the show first aired on April 12, 2005, he has been a constant presence, not just on Deadliest Catch, but also in spin-off shows like After the Catch and The Bait. He's even appeared on popular talk shows like Today and Live with Kelly and Michael. Sig's life has always been connected to fishing. Born on April 28, 1966 in Seattle, Washington, he comes from a long line of fishermen. He started working on the deck of a boat when he was just 14, back in 1979. This was long before reality TV made him a household name. But now, as storm clouds gather ominously on the horizon, Captain Sig faces a challenge that could change everything. The relentless sea has whispered rumors of a record-breaking storm approaching, and it's one that even the seasoned captain might not be able to weather. In the world of reality TV, most shows focus on love stories or personal drama. But Deadliest Catch is different. It takes viewers into the tough and dangerous life of crab fishing in the icy Bering Sea. For almost 2 decades, this show has kept people on the edge of their seats, showing massive waves, freezing temperatures, and the dangers of commercial fishing. Yet there's more to the story than just the excitement. Beneath it all lies a deeper tale of loss and survival. It makes us wonder, why do these losses happen? And what pushes these brave fishermen to keep facing such life-threatening risks? One tragic example is the story of Captain Jake Anderson. While it might seem like these fishermen are all alone in the vast ocean, that's not the case. In reality, hundreds of boats are competing in the same waters, all trying to catch as many crabs as possible. What often goes unseen is this side of the business, where everyone is racing to haul in the best catch and make the most profit. The competition is fierce, and it adds another layer of difficulty to an already dangerous job. Jake's journey in particular has been filled with hardships. The dangers of being out at sea are clear, but what's not as obvious are the personal struggles he's faced. Before he became a well-known figure on the show, Jake dealt with a lot. He struggled with drug addiction, lived on the streets for 2 years, and experienced heartbreaking family losses. During the 5th season, Jake received the devastating news that his sister had passed away. Then, just a year later, while he was at sea, his father disappeared. His father's body was eventually found in his truck, leaving Jake with yet another personal tragedy to endure. But this wasn't the worst part. Another fisherman, Joshua Tell Warner, also had a troubled past that eventually caught up with him. Joshua had been involved in bank robberies, but that didn't stop him from appearing on the show in 2009. He probably thought that being on TV could help him leave his past behind, but the opposite happened. His time on the show brought attention to his criminal history, and by 2010 he was arrested for his involvement in the thefts. Joshua was sentenced to over 9 years in prison, cutting his brief moment of fame short. Every season showcases the different types of crab fishing: king crab, the occasional Beardy crab, and the most dangerous Opilio crab. After moving from Karmøy, Norway in 1958, Sverre Hansen and his father Sigurd, who Sig was named after, simply wanted to keep their family fishing business alive. However, their hard work led to huge profits, especially during Opilio crab season, benefiting him and other crab fishermen. One of the show's most emotional moments occurred when Captain Phil Harris was still a part of it. After suffering a severe stroke, Captain Harris made the remarkable decision to have the cameras continue filming, even as he was being rushed to the hospital for life-saving surgery. Tragically, despite his resilience, Captain Harris passed away shortly afterward due to complications. His passing left an indelible mark not only on his family and friends, but also on the countless fans who had followed his journey and admired his strength, making his legacy a deeply emotional and lasting one. But this wasn't the only dangerous part of the show. The camera crews face significant risks too. They endure harsh conditions alongside the fishermen, sometimes for as long as 5 weeks without a break. Unlike other reality TV shows, these crews experience the same dangers as the fishermen. And while most fishing crews deal with strict catch limits, the fishermen featured don't face the same pressure, so they can focus more on the fishing itself, much to the frustration of more traditional fishermen. As the tides turn, we look ahead to what the future holds for the Hansen legacy and the next generation of crab fishers. Balancing bravery and fear at sea. In 2018, a supermoon created stronger tides than usual, adding to the already dangerous conditions at sea. Captains like Jake Anderson and Wild Bill voiced their worries about how these extreme conditions would affect safety. Luckily, despite all their fears, the night passed without any major accidents. But still, it was a stark reminder of the unpredictable and powerful forces they face every time they head out to sea. The constantly changing weather on Deadliest Catch creates serious risks for the crew. A sudden storm can be dangerous, but the bigger issue is the warming of Alaska's waters. Crabs are moving to cooler, deeper waters, which means fishing boats have to go farther out into more dangerous areas where storms hit harder and help is farther away. This makes their already risky job even more dangerous. The director of the show points out that these changes affect everyone working on the show, showing just how challenging it is for the whole team. However, the show stays neutral and doesn't take sides in environmental debates. On a different note, there have been claims that some of the action scenes on Deadliest Catch are staged, while the show tries to be as real as possible. Especially for the most dangerous moments, other parts may be filmed more than once to get the right shot. This has made some people wonder just how real the show is. But that's not the only issue. The most recent season hasn't been as good financially for local Alaskan workers. They made much less money than the people who came from other states to work on the show. Even though Alaska offers financial incentives to the producers, this difference in pay shows the challenges local workers face. At the same time, the show still brings money into Alaska's economy by spending on things like food, lodging, and transportation. Another big change has been the restructuring of the crab fishery into a catch-share system, which has greatly improved safety. Fishermen now have set quotas so they don't have to race out in dangerous weather to compete. This change has reduced accidents and deaths, and many veteran crabbers agree that while the dramatic moments might be left for the cameras, their job has become much safer in real life. But the challenges don't end there. The harsh weather, paired with ongoing economic struggles, continues to push everyone involved to their limits, both mentally and physically. The pressure is constant, testing their endurance and resilience every day. The crab fishing fleets in the Bering Sea have never been more united, largely thanks to the efforts of the Alaska Bering Sea Crabbers Group. This organization serves as the voice for all the crab fishing operations happening in the Bering Sea and the waters surrounding the Aleutian Islands. By representing the interests of the fleets, they work to ensure sustainable practices, advocate for fair policies, and help the fishing community face ongoing challenges like environmental changes and economic pressures. With their leadership, the fleets are able to collaborate more effectively, improving both safety and efficiency in their operations. The TV show Deadliest Catch uses different narrators for different countries. For example, Mike Rowe narrates for the American audience while Bill Petrie narrates for people in the United Kingdom, and Nassar Bal Khan tells the story for viewers in Malaysia. The show's producers do this to make the show feel more familiar to audiences in different places by using voices they can connect with.
Filming Deadliest Catch is hard on the equipment. Many cameras get damaged or lost while shooting. Even with these problems, the crew still captures amazing footage, which shows how determined they are to get the perfect shots. Every season, the team records about 30,000 hours of footage, leaving the editors with the huge task of turning all those hours into exciting stories. But this isn't even the worst part.
Over a dozen cameras usually get destroyed by the rough conditions at sea each season. The show also plays up the classic good guys versus bad guys theme. Some captains are shown as villains, which keeps viewers hooked by giving them someone to root against. Over the years, a few captains have taken on this bad guy role, like Captain Keith Kern and Elliot Neese, who were both seen as villains at different times. The Hillstrand brothers, who are also stars of Deadliest Catch, became famous quickly and even got their own spin-off show called Hill Stranded. But things didn't go smoothly for them. After filming the spin-off, they ended up in a legal fight with the Discovery Channel, asking for $3 million. This fight caused them to leave the network suddenly, and they even took Captain Sig Hansen with them. Captain Elliot Neese brought a lot of drama to the show with his confrontational behavior. He was part of the show for 5 seasons, but his sudden departure in season 11 left viewers wondering why. Later, it came out that Neese had been struggling with addiction and had entered rehab. But this wasn't the end of his challenges. He's still working on his recovery, something he has openly shared with his fans on social media. Neese was given a 2.5-year sentence at Sheridan Federal Prison in Oregon, according to documents shared by Soap Dirt. The prison's online records showed that he was set to be released soon, but recently Neese found himself in trouble again, this time linked to drugs. He admitted to dealing illegal drugs, as reported by KTOO. The plea deal revealed that he was involved in a major drug operation on the Kenai Peninsula, focusing on heroin. The details of Neese's sentence are still unclear. However, KTOO suggested that he could be facing anywhere from 5 to 40 years in prison. Even though Neese has stayed quiet on social media about the case, his fans may take some comfort in knowing that not everything looks bad for him right now, but that wasn't the worst news for the Deadliest Catch community. Something even more shocking happened when one of the show's directors faced a tragic and puzzling death. Known for its dangerous setting, the show has already dealt with the loss of several crew members and the sinking of boats over the years. One of the most heartbreaking incidents was the death of Joseph McMahon, who was shot outside his home after hearing a strange noise. As we turn the page, the sea's calm, but the storm of challenges continues unabated. Inside the dramas of Deadliest Catch, the person responsible ended their own life right after the shooting. The show also lost Nick McGlashan, a longtime crew member on the Summer Bay ship. Despite being from a long line of fishermen and starting his crabbing career at just 13, McGlashan struggled with addiction, which eventually took his life in a Nashville hotel due to an overdose. The community, including Captain Bill and McGlashan's sister Lydia, shared their sorrow over his passing. Now, you might think that getting a fishing license in Alaska would be a complicated process, considering the dangers seen on the show, but it's actually pretty simple. Getting a license in Alaska doesn't require any previous training, just a fee of $200. While the show might make crab fishing look like it's only for experienced professionals, the reality is that anyone can get a license with little effort. However, this raises concerns about whether people are truly prepared for the challenges of the sea. While it may add drama to the show, being truly ready for the dangers of the ocean takes much more than just having a license. Captain Hansen, a well-known face on Discovery's Deadliest Catch, has faced dangerous storms at sea, but now his own health has put him in rough waters. At the start of the show's 15th season, Sig shared a scary moment with a heart issue that even his crew didn't know about. The 52-year-old didn't give all the details on the show, but he later explained to Entertainment Weekly that it all started back in October. He was taking antibiotics for a sinus infection when he suddenly started swelling during a drive with his wife in Seattle. They rushed to the hospital where a nurse gave him an EpiPen to stop the swelling, but it accidentally caused severe chest pain. Tests confirmed he was having a heart attack, his second one. His first heart scare happened back in 2016, right on the Northwestern. Fans were shocked to learn about Sig's ongoing heart problems, especially after the first incident 3 years earlier. Many worried about him and even suggested he leave the tough life on the Northwestern. But these close calls with death seem to have changed his perspective, although he's not ready to quit the sea just yet. His daughter Mandy has started to take over more responsibilities on the Northwestern, but he still feels deeply connected to the show. He told TV Insider that the series feels like a part of who he is. Still, these frightening moments have reminded him to think more about his health. But that's not the worst part of the story. Captain Sig isn't the only one who's faced tough times. Freddie Gutty, better known as Fetty, had dreams of becoming a cage fighter, which is a big shift from his fishing career. In 2011, he got caught up in a fight with a couple, leading to misunderstandings and false accusations. Even though the news got it wrong, the fight cost Fetty his fishing job. This event made it seem like boxing might have been a real option for him if he had spent more time training. Elliot Neese, a former captain on the show, has had a rough career and personal life that hasn't exactly won him many fans. He became a captain on the show in 2011, but his leadership style and personal problems, like struggles with substance mismanage and legal troubles, often put him in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. During his time on the show, Neese was often seen as the bad guy. He even mentioned in interviews that he wasn't happy with how the show portrayed him. This negative portrayal shaped how viewers saw him, and fans often criticized his behavior, especially when it came to crew safety and his personal life. Many of these discussions popped up on platforms like Reddit. One of the biggest issues Neese faced was his battle with addiction, which led to legal problems. In 2021, he pleaded guilty to possessing a controlled substance with the intent to distribute. His struggles with substance misconduct affected both his personal life and his career, leading him to rehab multiple times and eventually a prison sentence. But that wasn't the worst part. The community had mixed feelings about Neese. Some people felt sorry for him, understanding that addiction is a tough battle. Others, however, were still critical of how his actions affected his crew and family. His story is a complicated mix of personal struggles, public judgment, and the challenges of being in the spotlight on a reality TV show. On a more positive note, Maria Dossel made a big impression when she joined the Cornelia Marie during the 2019 snow crab season. Fans quickly loved her for her skills and strong presence among her mostly male crew. Maria started as a deckhand in 2015 on the FV Pacific Quest, and by 2017 had moved to the FV Nicholas Michael. Captain Josh Harris spoke highly of her, praising both her experience and the new energy she brought to the team. Her personal life has also drawn attention. After ending a relationship with fisherman Ryan McDonald, she found love with Mark Schwantes, who shares her passion for the outdoors. The couple welcomed their daughter Hazel in 2020, adding a new adventure to Maria's life. But Maria's journey wasn't all smooth sailing. Her path to becoming a fan favorite was filled with challenges. Was the portrayal of danger in Deadliest Catch justified, or did it exploit the real risks fishermen face for entertainment value? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more.